Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 3 with some very special players. Today in the bottom left, spawning as our blue Protoss player. Right now playing under the name Nico, but it of course is nice. And in the top right as our blue Zerg has a cat with a crown spinning around his hatchery. It is the last king, the last sea king, the last king of Southeast Asia. It is Meomaika. The Southeast Asian region has disbanded as a regional. It now is, I'm actually not sure what part they fall on. I think it's just the entire Asian region minus Korea at this point. Last time Oliveira ended up winning that, which is, I guess, not so surprising. Now, the reason why this is special is, you know, when I play games against Nice, the way that I think about Nice is basically, Nice is pretty cheesy. Okay, he's a guy that likes to be aggressive. He's a guy that likes to all in. And I always wondered what happened between people like Nice and Meomaika. It's like when one guy is a little bit cheesy and the other guy is like proper, like out of his mind. You know, but that's kind of what Meomaika is. He plays wild build orders that have no grounding in reality majority of the time. He just seems to be building units. Doesn't build any queens, like legitimately the best unit that Zerg has in the entire game. It's like, yeah, I think 3 is enough. 4, yeah, that's 150 minerals. That is 3 more sets of links there, Kevin. Do I really want to invest that type of money? He opened up with a 17 pool here. As he starts pumping links across the map right now. These links should not be capable of doing anything. This was a core before Nexus. As we see a temporary full wall here starting for Nico. Also, I like the name Nico though. I think I'm gonna call him Nico for now. But just know that this indeed is nice. As, well, Meomaika, what are we doing with it? He's just floating gas at this point as well. He really doesn't give a crap about the rules. He just started speed 40 gas too late. I've never seen this in my entire life. There's also no purpose of it. It's not like you gain interest over money that you have in the bank. In that case, gold players would be playing the strategy of a lifetime. He just was legit floating cash and then started this upgrade. Has a queen somewhere in the middle, drone still rallying. Mechanically, not the cleanest game I've seen in my entire life. There's no third base yet either. This adept's actually going to end up finishing up. There are 4 workers in gas, which I also haven't quite considered as a good move yet. Oh, well, a good usage there of the spore crawlers is, no, it's going to lose 1 drone, but kills an adept. You really do want to cancel these spores, buddy. Trust me on that. This is a trick that I will tell you now. Is that these spores, you definitely want to end up getting. Yep, all right. That's 1. Wait, what? Is this on purpose? My man is on 19 drones, supply blocked, is link flooding with a pool first opener that should have hit 15 seconds ago, had speed started at a normal time, and built 2 spores about an entire minute before the Oracle goes to the other side of the map. If you show this replay to Lambo, I think he might actually have like a heart attack or something. Or he might take matters in his own hands. He's like, I don't want to live in a world that where this type of inefficiencies end up working out. Like, what? He literally just built 2 spores 2 minutes and 50 seconds in against a single adept. I have never seen this in my life before. And I've watched quite a few Meomaika games already as well, so... catches 2 drones there. A significant portion, honestly, of the worker force at this time. Lairs on the way, and I think a 3rd base most likely is going to be going down at some point in the future. We're still on only a single... I have legitimately no clue what this build is going to be. I just don't understand it. We see Nice also has no clue what's happening. It's like, wait, there's no 3rd base? That doesn't sound good. It's like a robotics facility. There's like 3 gates on 2 bases. Like, no shot I'm taking a 3rd, mate. There's no shot I'm taking a 3rd. Despite the very quick spore, these Oracles still managed to get 6 worker kills. Queen pretty good after all. There's 3 queens total, which is, I think, the standard setup. We now have a Robo Bay on the way. As well as a roach warren here for Meomaika. This is... I'm not even sure if this like roach speed, which I think it's going to be, will hit much faster than anything you usually see. I don't think so. We have 12 more links on the way. This is such a wonderful way to play. I always struggle with my Zerg off race. I'm not so good at it, but watching this, I'm like, well, surely things should be possible. I don't think I'm mechanically much worse. It's just the decision making that apparently there's something there. So far, I haven't been able to quite recognize the brilliance of it. This queen is going to get taken out as well. Spore's going to try helping out. This is uber over. Like, this is actually insanely over. I've never... This is so one-sided. Like, actually so one-sided. Holy crap. 29 workers to 48. Meomaika is going in for an attack now with a very small amount of links. He's gonna hit a weaker timing than the average Roach Queen push at the 5:30 minute mark. Except he's hitting a full minute later and with 16 less drones. I guess he does have roach speed with it, so... Not sure if that's a trade-off that I would take. It's gonna walk across the map now and this is unrecognizable as a professional game. It really is. It really is unrecognizable. Maybe you're still waking up or something. Take the second game, I swear it's going to be a banger, but this first one... Yeah, well, GG. Okay, well, that was game one. The funny thing is that I know what this guy is capable of. You know, he beat me last year. Took me out. Freaking destroyed me. Everyone's scared of playing him as well. And you start messing with... He really is the Zerg Haas, I think. There's no other good explanation. Haas had a similar vibe, you know, kind of like a loose play style. Just kind of does whatever he wants. Oftentimes it felt like there weren't any real build orders involved even. Just whatever felt good got thrown down. Like whenever Haas felt like a third gateway would appear. Like, nice. It feels the same with Meomaika. He has like some set traditions. What is this? Oh, 17 edge. Oh. I was going to say one of his set traditions is that he always plays 17 pool. And now he opens up with a 17 hedge. Well, that is exciting. Exciting indeed. Nice is going to be too late to block it. So that is also interesting to note. Gonna go into a gas and a pool. All fairly standard stuff. So I haven't watched Meomaika in over, I want to say like 6 months. Last time I watched him, he was still Hydra rushing every single game. I'm not sure if that's still the case. The Hydra is, well, universally considered as a unit that should not be rushed out because of its high cost, its low HP. It's very difficult to have eco and get quick Hydras. So you always have to, you know, sacrifice a lot of economy, which means that every Hydra attack that you do early on pretty much becomes an all-in. And trust me, Meomaika was doing these attacks fairly early on. Now, these were not slow Hydra attacks. They're actually quite fast. The simulator here is about to finish up. So we have the cybernetics core as well, close to being done. Double queens on the way. Let's see what the speed timing is going to be this time around. 100 gas in the bank. There we go. Right on the money. That was beautiful. Quick warp gate here for nice. This is something that I would feel kind of scared doing. I'm gonna be real. Okay, yeah, it's gonna cancel it. Sometimes people tell you against Meomaika that the best thing to do is to play glaives. Because you put on aggression and you have a lot of units. The problem with glaives is that it's also kind of tight, you know? If you mess up once with glaives, you die. And it's so easy to mess up in a situation where you're not sure what the correct move is. This actually looks very standard out of Meomaika, except for the complete lack of extra queens. And actually, no, this doesn't look very standard at all. Never mind. So far, the only standard thing really is the fact that there's a third base. Everything else, he's getting an Evo chamber 3 minutes into the game in his natural. while continuing to mine gas. Okay, this is not standard at all. I take back everything I said. I'm so sorry. So he's gonna start probably +1 and a lair at the same time. Is what I'd reckon. I'm not sure if this is true. I feel like this is true. But okay, +1 start. There's still a lot of freaking gas in the bank. I don't know what for. But it is there. We're playing with single queens here, which is also intense. And then, okay, second gas in the natural already. Our lair indeed has started. Is he gonna play like a Hydra Ling attack? But with +1 on the links. I mean, technically possible. Should be possible. Now, one of the big downsides of Meomaika's playstyle is that he doesn't have queens, which means it's basically impossible for him to saturate the third base, because oracles show up and they deal a lot of damage. Second oracle on the way, third oracle starts as well. Nice is looking towards that third base location, saying, hey, I want to do something there. This could also be a Queen Nidus, by the way. Queenling Nidus with +1. That's what this is going... No, wait, he has a third gas. Oh my god, I got so excited for a build that isn't going to happen. That sounds pretty smart, though. I'm gonna have to sell this plan to the Zergs. Because a Queenling Nidus is good already, but imagine if the Lings have such fast +1. That actually does sound like it would have some real potential. It's going to be a Hydra then because of the third gas. If it wasn't because of the third gas... No, a Spire! What? Oh, this is not a build. Okay, he's flooding a bunch of links across the map. At the same time, adepts are going to scout the Spire. Links need to start dealing with that. Oracle's moving forward as well. Okay. Links right now just fighting on the other side. I love that this link flood didn't actually hit together with +1. It's still 20 seconds too quick, which is kind of sad for Meomaika, honestly. His entire build order plan. You know, the fast +1 and then this happens. Loses 7 workers. So it looks like he's going to get kicked out of this series at a very high pace. 35 workers to 47. Spire has been scouted as well. I'm not sure if it has been seen, though. I don't think it has been. Links are still moving across the map. This is a lot of links, and they do have +1. I think this third might actually be toast. What's the Oracle energy right now? It's not high enough, I think, because this needs to be turned off now. Yeah, this is bad. I think this Nexus is toast. No, I know this Nexus is toast. And that's not where it's going to end, because now the 3-gas Mutalisk play is going to start. Do we even want to start Mutas here? I don't even know if this is something you're really interested in at this point. It's Corruptors. Yeah, a Corruptor rush to deal with the Oracles. I have no clue what this is. He's not gonna mass Muta Corruptor because he doesn't have the gas for it. This I've actually never seen in my entire life. Even worker count. He's not mining from his third base, so both players really just 2-basing in a way. This is such an awkward game. Oracle's going to fall. Here come the Corruptors. This is the fastest Corruptors I've seen in my entire life in a professional game. I'm not even quite sure if we're allowed to dub these professional games anymore. People usually say, well, people are getting paid. It's a professional game, but if Corruptors are out before 6:30, then I think we can perhaps revoke whatever amount of money they got, you know? Just take it back. This is not it, guys. Corruptor is not a real unit. Nico going in for a couple more kills. Probably pooping his pants currently. Not sure what's happening. To be fair, I am the observer. I have no clue what's happening. He's building 5 Mutas. Now, I'd like to remind everyone that this is being done off of 3 gases. The limiting factor with Muta, as well as Corruptor, is always gas. So the fact that extra gas isn't being taken at a high pace is really weird. It almost makes no sense. I just don't know about this. It's gonna actually start peeing onto the wall in the natural. I've never seen this before. While there's stalkers there, this doesn't work either. There's a reason why I've never seen this before, not because this is a hidden genius, but because it doesn't work. Now, I'm not saying that Meomaika isn't a hidden genius, because he definitely is a hidden genius. But right now he's hiding out in the open. That's where it gets scary for the regular genius. Okay, Oracle still popping in and out. Corruptors looking for shot. I'm not sure what the goal is of the Corrupt. I really don't. I'm really curious though. I wish I could interview players after watching these games. Like send them a message. Be like, hey, I want to know these things. Like, what is this? I think this third is gonna get cancelled again. You can't make this stuff up. You actually can't make this up. Disruptor's gonna get taken out. Stalkers are falling. We see Super Battery being activated. I think this is actually a good trade here for Meomaika. Now he turns around though. Once again into a Super Battery. Ends up losing a bunch of links. And also did not get the cancel on the third base. I think the cancel on that third base was pretty vital to the entire game plan. I love that he also just uses the Mutalisk as an actual fighting unit. You know, just getting +2 upgrades on it. Continuing pure link production. We now have a 4th hatchery on the way as well. Which is, well, interesting to say the least. I just have legitimately no clue what this is. It hurts my brain though. Perhaps in a good way. Some minor walling wouldn't hurt here either, I think. Like just if you just get a couple of walls. Like or a cannon, just anything really that lowers the surface area of these links. These links have +2, don't forget. They're powerful against these dudes, against these stalkers. Zealots are being warped in, but these batteries are being drained empty at a high pace. Corruptors are dishing out insane amounts of damage as the Super Battery gets activated. Blink forward here might be a little bit over eager. Supplies are so darn close, but it feels like these +2 links, if they, you know, get in the right position, actually manage to do quite some damage. I think adding in a bunch of zealots here is not a bad call whatsoever. I actually think just getting like 7-8 zealots, there's no carapace upgrades at all, I think might be a correct call. There's only 2 corruptors left as well, so I'm loving the constant Phoenix production here out of Nice. I'm also a true enjoyer here of this cannon. I think this needs to be walled off somehow, some way. And probably want a cannon in the natural as well, because that is the real risk, right? Uh-oh. Mutas are just jumping on top of this air army at the moment. And, well, this is not quite how it works. You can only chase if you have a faster car. It's like chasing a car while you're on a bike. It might work in TV shows, but in reality, I can assure you, most of the time you're not going to be capable of keeping up. And it's the same with the Mutas. You're just being shot at from a distance. Phoenixes will stay alive for now. There's a couple more Mutas do get mixed in. 18 Mutas total. This is all of just 4 gas. No, it's 5 gas at this moment. Super Battery gets activated once more. Cannon dishing out some damage. I love that all links are just trying to go in over here rather than some maybe trying a different approach. The last Sea King over here is being pushed back as... well, actually, he's not dead. Every single time he loses a fight, I'm like, well, he's on 48 workers. Surely now is the time where he loses, but he still has a lot of links. He's up in supply by 40. I'm not quite sure what that supply is in, but I guess it's just going to be links and mutas because that's all he's been building. Corruptors will most likely get taken out finally because of those phoenixes. Maybe some stalker fire could help as well, but simultaneously we just have these links, well, not really fighting, but trying to push towards the stalkers right now. And I think it's actually working. 11 mutas still alive, 41 links still alive, 11 probes are now going down. And despite the very weird early game, the Corruptor rush start that did absolutely nothing on 2 bases, I think Meomaika has actually won game number 2 here with an incomprehensible strategy. A strategy that will be talked about for generations to come. The Corruptor rush into Link Flood, into Muta, but not as a harassment unit. He left both the natural and the main base completely alone. It is enough. I'm not gonna touch that. That's where the mining happens. I'm gonna kill your units. A true fighter. As he takes game number 2 and ties up the series. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, these strategies don't work. But I know that if I'm playing against it, I'm gonna be struggling. And I'm not saying I'm gonna die, but there's a decent chance that I might die. It's just... it's such a wild way of playing. And I don't understand it. Like, I really don't. I don't know why it works or how it works. Like, usually I can see why someone wins. But here, every single fight, I'm like, oh, this is a loss. And every single strategy, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I just don't understand it. Which is, I think, why it's, for me, pretty fun to watch. Like something you truly don't understand. I don't know. There's something beautiful about it. It's like, wow. Like, if I look at dark play, or like sometimes it's a little bit weird, you know? It's like, oh, I think these builds are inefficient. But the decisions, to me, I can always figure them out in the end. I can look at those decisions and think to myself, yes, that is... I can see a world in which this would be kind of a decision. Like, you always have a menu, you know? You can always pick different things. It's like, oh, I can respond to this by, you know, going for the mushroom risotto. I can go for a steak with some fries. You know, you always have the different options. With Meomaika, he looks at the menu, then looks into the garden and is like, I want a bite of that tree out there. I'm like, well, that's not actually an option. Sir, he's like, no, just go. Here you go. I have a saw, you know, he just pulls it out of his pocket. Starts cutting down the tree himself and starts eating it. And then someone else has like a bite. It's like, oh, that's disgusting. But he's loving it, you know? His teeth aren't breaking. He shows it to Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon Ramsay gives it a 10. And everyone else just starts looking at each other like, holy crap, what is this guy on? Okay, similar strategy, except not at all similar. Well, this is a +1 rush, pre-speed. So it is significantly faster than last game. It's also pre-third base. And this is... I would be so afraid right now if I were Nice. That is the thing as well, is that you know you technically shouldn't be losing to Meomaika. Yet here we are, all losing to Meomaika at some point in our lives. I think Spirit lost like 3 times at this point to him. Freaking Spirit, like the king of Europe at this point. Taking games of Raynor. Actually, I think pretty much beating Raynor last time they played. You know, making Cyril afraid of his life. When it comes to Meomaika, Spirit is... he's the one sitting in the back seat, let me tell you that. If he's even allowed in the car. And Meomaika says, no, not allowed in the car. I'm in the driver's seat. You're not in the car. Void Ray first. Ooh. Now, let me tell you. I've played against Meomaika, I think 2 or 3 times. 3 times I've played him. And the thought of Void Ray first has popped into my head many times. Now, the reason for this is because it is very safe. It is constant damage output. And you can still kill 2 Overlords, because he always sends 2 Overlords across the map. So, it's a very good call. However, it also means that your scouting is going to be delayed. And it's going to be delayed at a pretty important time where you want to be taking your third base majority of the, of the time. This is the timing for a third base. So, it is very scary. But at the same time, it also provides some safety. But it's also expensive. And if you don't find the second Overlord, maybe it's not even that great. Oracle now is about to pop out. We do have a bunch of links, 3 more Overlords coming in too. I think this is just going to be a classic link flood here towards the third base. That's what I'm feeling. We have double gases coming down as well. Yep, we're getting a lot of links, but also some drones. So it's going to be a minor link flood here, like 21 links. This was a really fast +1 rush. Like really, really quick. I don't think... Well, it's gonna kill this at that pretty fast. You don't expect +1 to be here. So all these engagements that you're seeing now, Nice doesn't understand them at all, right? Nice is looking at this and is thinking, no, this is not an engagement. Okay, Oracle's gonna pop out and that will put an end to the Nice's misery here. We'll see him knock on the Naturals door right now. Oh, this Oracle actually has been activated. I think that's a mistake. So a little bit eager there, perhaps, with that Oracle activation. Could still go back, turn around, and maybe start knocking on the door now. Hydralisk then is on the way too. Don't forget that there's still an Evo chamber, so technically getting range is also a possibility. Can't really fight this, mate. You can't. Okay, third base is going to go up, but Pure Link production has now started. We have 6 larvae that are just idling at this point. Hydralisk then. We have the muscular augments. 6 Hydralisk. This is kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of exciting. There's a classic Meomaika Hydra Rush. Super Battery could be activated here at any point, but you never want to shoot it too early. You also don't want to shoot it too late, because then you might lose your battery before you even get to use it. Okay, good force fields, good usage. Lots of links ended up dying as Double Oracle now popping in. Scout the Hydras. We have a Forge, we have an Immortal, and we have a Robo Bay on the way. So a lot of production. the thing is that this timing hits so early that a lot of that production feels kind of useless. Like, I think getting a cannon here is not a bad call at all. Getting a cannon in your third, also not a bad call at all, but you have to be so careful with static defense. Because the Zerg can decide which base to attack. So if you invest like 5 batteries on your left side, they'll just go to your right side. You know, they can just pick the weakest base to engage onto. It is 52 workers to 34, but it is 13 Hydras to 0. Because Protoss cannot build Hydras. God, bunch of idiots, these Protoss. Okay, this base is gone. This base is gone, I think. And you can't defend this. You're not in position. You're not in position, and that means you now need to fight out in the open. Meomaika is going to like that. There is no Guardian Shield, which would have been great. +1 is still available on those links, don't forget. First Disruptor is now on the way. Meomaika decides to disengage. He's like, hey, you have force fields there. They also work for me, don't forget, buddy. Batteries being taken out. Third base dies. 2 drones on the way. This is practically a macro game at this point for Meomaika. First Disruptor is out. Do we get a hit? Yes. Oh my god, we got a hit. That was what? 3 Hydra kills there. This is how you want to play it if you're nice. This is how you want to play it. You don't want to get surrounded out in the open, though. Immortals in a world of trouble outside of range of the battery. Now trying to micro themselves out of it. Super battery does get activated. Next Disruptor comes out as well. There's a lot of cash in the bank here for our good friend Nice. As he sends out another Disruptor shot. Kills 2 Hydralisk. And +2 melee is on the way here for Meomaika. Now you could be thinking, oh, +2 melee. We're going to see some Banelings. But most of the time when Meomaika plays +2 melee, he actually plays it just so that his links deal more damage. This is actually true. I'll see him with like +2 links, just A moving. Yeah, nice. Oh, this hatch might actually die. Will it? Hydra's about to pop. Yeah, this hatch is dead. 100. Ooh, 100? 100%. Oracles also in some trouble though. So 2 Oracles for a hatchery. That's probably a good trade. If Meomaika had enough workers to actually saturate that base. Because that is the trick that Meomaika uses. Really, that hatchery is just there for the larva. And if you're building Hydras, you don't need that many larvae. Because Hydras are expensive. Now we have 3 Disruptors out. We have a Twilight Council. Colossi production. Thermal Lens on the way. You have a bunch of Overlord that got rallied across the map for whatever reason. And now we have some force fields that are hitting as well. 8 minutes in, both players below 100 supply. Now, if you look at the situation, supply-wise, you'd say, this looks real good for the Protoss. And that's true. This does look real good for the Protoss. But his army is kind of tiny. But then again, he does have Colossi. He's building Phoenixes. This is what Meomaika can do to you. You see that he's playing 3-gas Hydra Ling. But yet in the back of your head, there's a voice that says, maybe it's Muta. And you start a Phoenix. This is the Haas effect. 100%. This is a nice setup, by the way. Battery cannon. And with that 1 Colossus, I think the links will just melt, honestly. I think the links will just melt. Oh, there we go. Hello. Can we get a response here? Yes, we can. Swoop. That's a big hit with the Disruptor. 10 workers did just get taken out at an instant, though. Now we have a Roach Warren on the way, as well as the first Carapace upgrade and 7 more drones. Losing those 10 workers actually kind of sucked here for Nice. If he hadn't lost those 10 workers, I would say this game is completely over in his favor. Now I'm saying it is kind of over in his favor, because he still has a superior worker count. His opponent is playing a Hydra-based composition while having melee upgrades. So yeah, this is not an ideal situation whatsoever. We have a 3rd Colossus. Okay, now it's going to be a Spire. Did he cancel a Roach Warren for that? How does he have 900 gas? His Phoenix is going to scout the Spire as well. Watch this just be Corruptors again. If he plays Hydra Link Corruptor, I think I might actually scream. No. You can't be serious, right? Nice. No. I saw the Sentry Warpins and I know what that means as a Protoss. Come on, you can't... What? My man is on 3 gas. Literally all you need to do is sit back and wait. He's about to kill himself into you. Okay, Lynx round comes in. That is a huge Lynx round. That is a lot of Lynx. These Colossi are not having a great time so far. Plus 2 actually putting in some work. Ground carapace level 1 finishes up. Colossi all died. Oh my good lord. What got into him? This is the Haas effect. It is 100%. Look at this. Look at the situation. He's up 10 workers. He's playing against someone that's on 3 gases. The only thing he needs to be careful of is whatever's coming out of this spire. But he already scouted that, right? Yeah, he scouted the spire. That's probably what triggered the attack, but you never want to attack. Never attack against someone that's down 10 freaking workers. What the hell? Fort base so late. Oh my god. The moment you have Storm out, the game legitimately ends, right? There's 120 Lynx. Like, Lynx can survive against Storm. It's unbelievable. Alright, well, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you all did enjoy it, despite the weird ending and, well, honestly, quite frankly, the weird games. I hope you all had a great time. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye-bye.